YouTube faithful, what's going on? It is Taco Tuesday. I apologize for the late video. It's almost 4 p.m. I'm going to try to keep this to 10 minutes so it can be out by 4 p.m. Going to go over 2 MLB picks today and 2 NBA picks today, and hopefully you can pair it right with your tacos. Now, right off the rip, yesterday for MLB was a great day, and it was a good day for NBA for me too in the end. I had a live stream for 4 hours and was able to take 2 hitters and 2 NBA players, Alexander and Murray Fantasy Cash, and Corbin Carroll and Alonso Cash. 4-man 10x to end the day. A lot of the pitcher goblins hit, Reagan's hit, a couple things hit. I'm not going to go into all the details and show that because I'm strapped for time. Now, being that it's Taco Tuesday, you have Paul Skeens right here at 4.5 for the next 2.5 hours. And I think Zach Wheeler is the optimal play right here at 5.5 strikeouts versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is not anything that I'm going to be scared of. I'm going to run the simulator and show you what we are working with. This is going to be play number 1, pair number 1. Now we will head over here to Crushed Bats, new model system I built that I'm using, and we will go to Zach Wheeler and we will plug in his lines and go from there. Okay, so 5.5 strikeouts, 1.5 earned runs, 1.5 walks, 4.5 hits allowed. Okay, now what this is going to do is this is going to run this 10,000 times. So it takes all the data from Zach Wheeler and from Tampa. It's going to run it. It's going to factor in the batters, their averages, Wheeler's averages. It's going to factor in the weather. It's going to factor in the park. It's going to factor in it all, and it's going to simulate it 10,000 times. And here's the results. As you can see, Zach Wheeler shreds this lineup on average. Okay, you can see here predicted average stats over 10,000 simulations. Strikeouts, 5.5, which is the line we want. He's going over 76% of the time. 76% of the time, he's getting 6 strikeouts, okay? Earned runs, 1.5, he's actually going over that 76% of the time. He's going over his hits allowed, 4.5, 69% of the time. And then his walks at 1.5, he's only going 43% of the time. So we would avoid that. What we are looking for is the highest probability, which is going to be his strikeouts or his earned runs. All of these are goblins. They don't have normal lines for him. So the strikeout at 5.5 is what we are going to be looking at. You can see the recommendations. You would take more. So you'd want to find the best payout. I personally like the strikeouts. You can see here, I've added in the weather. It is now showing you what the current weather is in real time in Tampa, Florida in that stadium. But not only that, you can see how it affects everything, okay? I have it tied in. So in the back end, under the hood, it's calculating all this in. And I literally put it here to make it as easy as you guys can see. So the wind, the temperature, the humidity. You can see temperature, humidity, and pressure, reduced pitch movement, potentially decreasing strikeouts and increasing walks. Higher temperature and wind speed increases batted ball distance, potentially leading to more hits and earned runs, okay? So that is something you want to keep in mind, but I also already have it factoring in those simulations, and he's still getting 76%. Now remember, Tampa's not playing in their normal stadium. They're playing in the Yankees spring training stadium, which is what I have this accounting for right now. So with all that in mind, we are taking Zach Wheeler over 5.5 Ks, and this will pay 2.25x. Now let's look at the hits allowed, 4.5. It pays 2.75x. So if you actually wanted to take his hits allowed, which you saw he's going over 76% of the time, you could take that as well. I wouldn't begrudge you a bit. It's a higher payout and it had the same probability. His walks allowed was the one that said there's no clear value to avoid, but that also pays 2.75x, which is good. And then the earned runs, 2.75x, also good. So let's go back and you can see his earned runs 76% of the time. Okay, his hits allowed was 69%. So actually his earned runs might be the move at 2.75x. Personally though, with Tampa, I will probably just stick it with the strikeouts, but honestly, chat, I'm going to leave it up to you. I'm definitely not taking over 7Ks, even though he is simulating for more than 7Ks. I'm still not taking 7 strikeouts. It's crazy to ask someone to get 8 strikeouts, especially on the road. Not doing it. It's either going to be the earned runs or the 5.5K goblin or the hits allowed goblin for Zach Wheeler. Okay, those are your options. I showed you my simulator. I showed you the results. You guys can choose, your big boys and girls. Take your pick. The next person is going to be good old Cal Quantrill for the Miami Marlins versus the Dodgers. We are going to talk about him. But before I do, Nathan Eovaldi versus the Boston Red Sox. Boston Red Sox have been striking out a lot. 5.5 Ks for him. I think it's good. You saw Carlos Rodon yesterday. He hit his goblin, but he hooked his main line. It could be the same thing again for him. I think Nathan Eovaldi at 4.5 strikeouts is elite. We will go run him here over here in my crushed bat system, and we will see what shakes out. Okay, so 5.5 Ks. I think his earned runs 1.5, his walks 1.5. Okay, 5.5 hits allowed 0.5 and 1.5. Interesting. Okay, let's run it. All right, here we go. 10,000 times. Look at the strikeouts, 6.8, earned runs 2, hits allowed 5.3, walks 0.95, innings pitched 18. So on average, in 10,000 runs, he's going over 5.5 strikeouts 66% of the time, 60% of the time over earned runs, 61% over that half a walk, which is a goblin. Hits allowed 5.5. There's no clear value, as you can see, avoid. We would take more over the Ks, more earned runs, more walks, but we want to take the highest probability once again, which is his 5.5 Ks, and it is a full payout. You can see the weather here in Boston, Massachusetts. You can see it's 55 degrees, 96% humidity. You can look at the pressure and the wind, and you can see temperature 55 degrees and humidity 96%, and pressure increased pitch movement, potentially increasing strikeouts and decreasing walks. Lower temperature and wind speed decreases batted ball distance, potentially reducing hits and earned runs. That is great for us, okay? So we want to take his strikeouts, and that is what we are going to do. Now, it all becomes down to risk tolerance. Do you want to take it at 4.5? Do you want to sacrifice the extra payout, 75 cents on the dollar, or do you want to go for the full thing? That is going to be up to you. So you got Nathan, you got Zach Wheeler. I'm showing you all the options. I'm showing you my tool that I built, that I use. You can have access to it this month by joining my Discord. It'll be available to all the users in the gold package. And then I'm going to go over one last baseball pitcher today, which is Cal Quantrill, and it is his hits allowed versus the Dodgers. Yesterday, Dodgers facing weak pitchers. Sandy Alcantara, my play of the day, soared. You want to take Dodgers roulette hitters. They all cashed versus weak pitchers, okay? That's Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie, Teo. Period. You take those guys versus weak pitchers and you just hope for the best. You hope the pitcher stays in long enough for them to cash everything and get shelled and all of the Dodgers, so you could take a mini stack. Ohtani, Freddie, Mookie, and then run it with the pitcher's hits allowed or his earned runs. They dock you for correlation, but it doesn't matter because pay is pay. So let's run these lines. 3.5, 2.5, 2.5, 14.5, 2.5. This right here, 3.5 hits allowed has to be considered. I mean, I don't know how he doesn't give up 4 hits, and I don't know how he doesn't give up 3 earned runs either. The only way he doesn't give up 4 hits is if he just gives up 2 runs right off the rip, they yank him. So let's go find Cal right over here. Okay, we will adjust it. 3.5 for the Ks, 2.5 earned runs, 2.5 walks, which is crazy. 3.5 hits allowed. Run it 10,000 times. Looky. So you'd want to be looking at under 3.5 strikeouts, believe it or not, but I wouldn't take that because the Dodgers have been just striking out against the most terrible pitchers, so I'm just going to fade that. But 2.5 earned runs, 73% of the time. 3.5 hits allowed, 88% of the time. So that means in 10,000 times, only 1,200 of those times did he not give up 4 hits allowed. Okay, so we are getting a massive advantage on taking that goblin. We have to consider it. And then you can see the weather is put here down in Miami, Florida. I believe it's Lone Depot Park. 12-mile-an-hour winds, 86 degrees, 61% humidity, and the pressure is there. Reduces pitch movement, potentially decreasing strikeouts and increasing walks, and higher temperature and wind speed, increasing batted ball distance, and potentially leading to more hits and earned runs. That is good for us. And you can see here, if I show the details, I don't want to give it all away. Simulation adjusts strikeouts and walks based on pitch movement influenced by temperature, humidity, and pressure. Higher temperature reduce movement, while higher humidity and pressure increase it. Earned runs and hits are adjusted based on batted ball distance, affected by temperature and wind speed. A temperature above 75 degrees reduces pitch movement by 2% per degree, and wind speed above 5 miles an hour increases batted ball distance by 3% per mile per hour, okay? All this is running under the hood. You just have to go with it, okay? 88% for hits allowed, man. 73% for earned runs. So which one do we choose? Well, it depends on which one pays more, and I already know that it's going to be this one. See, the earned runs pays 2.75x, so it's the same thing with Wheeler. If you want to be more conservative, you're trying to build a bankroll, you go with this guy right here, the hits allowed. That's 88%. If you're wanting to take a shot, you can pony up a little bit more courage, 73%, which is still a lot. It's not as much as 88%. You go with the earned runs. It's that simple. The whole reason I designed this tool is so you can find the best goblins and demons and bang for your buck. It's that simple. Make it easy to use. You don't have to be an MLB wizard. Save that for me. I will do all of that for you. All you have to do is plug in the numbers and click a button and it'll spit out, and then you decide which payout do you want? How much risk tolerance do you have? It's that simple. So those are the pitchers you're going to want to have exposure to today. The earned runs and hits allowed. I have exposure to all of them already locked in. They're already in my lineups. In fact, for a quick double up, I will put this in for 1530. I already have it in, but another one just to show you guys, and I'm not going to cancel it, just to show you guys I'm not capping. Now for the hitters, it's Dodger Roulette. You want to take strong hitters versus weak pitchers. So Ohtani, Freddie, any of those guys. Where's the hitter fantasy scores? So Ohtani's at 9.5. He has stolen base equity. Freddie Freeman's at 9. He's fine. Then you could go to the Texas Rangers if you wanted to and look at Bangford, Wyatt Bangford, or Corey Seager. You could look at Jarren Duran. Even though I like Eovaldi today, I could see Duran getting a hit, dude, for sure. And then you have the Yankees versus Michael King. Now, I personally think Michael King is a good pitcher, but Judge always has to be considered. So does Paul Goldschmidt. Now, yesterday, I noticed that they had a bunch of the 2.5 demons back for some of these hitters. Once I get done coding all this stuff, my days, guys, the reason these videos are late, I'm one person. I'm doing NBA projections, MLB projections, lineups, trying to code these apps and build them for people, and doing live streams and doing these videos. There's only so much I can do. So once I'm done with this, it's almost done, I will be able to get back into the demon streets and start looking for these optimal 2.5 demons when they exist. Like yesterday they were there and I missed it. Even though I did have a big cash, I still didn't see it. The daily double soared. It was Carlos Rodon and Reagan's. Easy peasy. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to mention any other pitchers, but I will say this really quick. Whenever the Reds are playing, you have to consider the opposing pitcher. And Chris Sale at 7, I'm not taking him to get 8, but I think at 5.5, this could be a staple in all your lineups. Absolutely. 5.5. Okay. Again, he's facing the poverty Reds. They K a lot. Most pitchers do well against them, but also I think Chris Sale's hits allowed at 3.5 is good as well because he's been absolutely getting shelled. I think he can get 6 Ks and still give up 6 hits. That would be right within his range of outcomes. So let's pivot over to basketball. But before I do, let me tell you how to get in the Discord so you can get in the live stream today, which is at 5:30 Central. And you can also get access to these new tools that I'm building. So you go to CaptainCrush.net, the gold package right here. You click subscribe right here. And then the promo code for new members is MLB, all caps. Okay, that gives you $10 off your first month for new members, and that'll grandfather you in from any price increases once the new tools are released. So get in. I think there's 25 spots left for that code. After those spots, it's gone. So don't ask. 25 spots left for that code, and then that's it. You'll get the live streams, you'll get the slips, the crushed bats tool right here, which should be releasing anytime now, probably another week in the oven. You'll get access to all of this. I have a hitter version too, which I haven't shown yet on YouTube. And then in addition to that, you get all access to the slips and everything else that we have to offer, role member slips, etc. Very, very value for your buck, guys. I'm not over here trying to nickel and dime anybody. You are going to get your money's worth here. I promise you that. Okay, I didn't even have time to post my winning slips from yesterday, but I did have it. This was the daily double right here. You want 2 times your money? Bang. I posted for you guys, gave a link. It was that simple. Double up. Why not? And then half the people that tailed the live slips don't even post under the winning slips tab because half the chat is unplugged. I don't know what is going on with the chat lately, but they're so unplugged. I feel like if I'm not there to police everything 24/7, they just get unplugged. So you'll get a daily prop list, which is just like this. Rodon, Cash, Sandy Cash, Reagan's Cash, Judge Chalked, which is hilarious, Pivetta Cash, Boyd Cash, Dodgers Roulette, Tio Mookie Ohtani, and Freeman Cash. You'll get these plays sent to your phone every single day. Okay, plus the slips. Here's the daily double right here, and my slips for today are going to be posted right after this video. So lock in, use that code. Now let's talk about NBA. And I hate that I have to ask you guys this, but please just go ahead and smash the like button. Like, just smash the like button like mama taught you, right? All right, so right off the rip, we saw the Cleveland game. We're going with Halliburton again. We're taking his RA, 13.5. We're taking his Goblin assist at 8.5. Don't care, long hair. Halliburton's getting assist. That's what he's been doing. I'm not not going to deviate from the wagon himself. I will take both of these, and that's that. I'm not going to go show you the range of outcomes and waste any more time today because it's already 4 o'clock and I still got to edit, but you want to have exposure to Halliburton, period. Now, of course, it wouldn't be NBA if the news wasn't all over the place. We have no idea. Is Garland playing, Mobley playing, Hunter playing? All those questions nobody knows. But I'll tell you this, Jammin' Jerome, 3.5 assists, you can take it for sure. Don't care. Jammin' Jerome at 3.5 assists has to be considered. If those guys were to sit, Garland or Hunter, Jammin' Jerome's going to get all the minutes he can handle. So I think that is absolutely in the mix. And then obviously you go with Donnie, even though he's the taco. His line at 30.5 is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I don't think he can not get it, but I'm not taking him to go over. But this is the taco method right here. You take Donnie and then you'd go over here to Skeens, bang. If they cash one, they cash both. If the tacos sweep, that's a double up right there for you. Okay. In fact, let's put another 25 on it right here, right now. There it goes. Another 2x. If the tacos both cash, that slip is cashing. It's that simple. Okay. And then as far as the Wolves go, we haven't seen this yesterday. Don't even get me started on the Thunder. By the way, the Thunder threw that game yesterday. Denver had no timeouts. Okay. No timeouts left. 10 seconds left, and they decided to foul up by 3. All they had to do was not foul. The clock runs down. They go to try to rush a 3. They would likely miss, or it doesn't matter. Jokic is on the bench. They can't stop the clock. The game was over. They did that stupid foul. Let them come back in. Chet gets fouled, misses both, and then the miracle 3. I'm glad they lost. I had the Denver money line at plus 340, like I said, because the line was just paying too much. Of course, Denver can win that game. They're Denver. Whenever they have Jokic, he covered his rebounds, but he went over his points because he lived at the free throw line, and OKC better adjust or you're going to get shelled again. And I don't ever want to see that mistake again with that stupid timeout. We're going to call a foul up 3. No, just play defense for 10 seconds and trust your team to get the stop. That was absolutely a disaster class in how not to win basketball. So we haven't seen the Wolves play yet today, but with this series, I'm going 2 simple things. Naz Reid, 1.5 3-pointers made. Most likely, I'm taking a shot on this. I am taking a shot on this. Anthony Edwards, right after the Lakers in 5 thing, 24.5 or 26.5 points for Anthony Edwards. Either one of those is fine. It just depends on your risk tolerance. 24.5 if you want the smaller payout. I think that pays 2.25x. If you want the higher payout, 26.5. Either one of those is fine. I even think at 27.5 he was fine, but they moved it up to 28. Not giving them that satisfaction. Both of those are fine. And then from the Warriors side of things, honestly, I'm not even sure, but I low-key want to take Curry under 26.5. But I'm going to hold off on this series and wait and see what happens. I want to see how it plays. So that's pretty much that, guys. A lot of knowledge in the video. If you want more, get in the live stream. It will be later today. Yesterday's live stream was like, 4 hours long? It won't be that long today because I got to finish these apps and stuff, but I do appreciate it. Please smash the like. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.